time for sports now on your most exciting breakfast show, the Morning Impact Show here on Impact Radio 102.1 FM, your number one urban lifestyle station. Monday today, the 14th day in the month of October, year 2024. 70 to you in bits and in pieces. All of the top stories making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. Well, not too good not to start the show this morning because it's so bad, so sad, so inhumane, so unjust, so exasperated, so unsportsmanlike. The treatment of the Super Eagles of Nigeria who are currently in Libya getting from the Libyan authorities. Well, we'll get to that part of the show. This one I will tell you exclusive. The stories are coming through from the Nigerian delegation, including the players and also delegations of the Nigerian Football Federation, who are still right there looking forward to play the 2025 AFCON qualifiers against Libya. And then they are still at the Al Abrak airport 12 hours after landing in Libya. We'll talk about the Nigerian Premier Football League, where Remo Stars are now back to the summit as Kwara United also lost at the Umuahia Township Stadium after the game had to be postponed due to the pitch being waterlogged. And also we'll talk about Daniel Amokachi, who had to settle for a point in his first game in charge at Lobby Stars in the hands of Niger Tornadoes. Eyimba as well were able to pick a valuable point at the Lagos Salami Stadium, playing up against Shooting Stars Sports Club of Ibadan. We go to the world of tennis, where Novak Djokovic was stopped from winning his 180th ATP Masters title at the Shanghai Masters on Sunday by the number one Yannick Sinner, who now walks away as the ATP year-end number one. We'll be sharing results too from the Nations League, just as England were able to come back from the 2-1 defeat to Greece at the Wembley Stadium to get a 3-1 win over Finland, though came at the cost for Likasi and his boys, because Arsenal and also Mikel Arteta will be sweating it out right now. Injury woes every international break for Arsenal, and also Mikel Arteta. The latest additions being Gabriel Martinelli of Brazil and also Declan Rice. Sports in Jiffy on Impact Radio 102.1 FM. If you're listening to us for the very first time, I'm welcoming you to the show. We serve this package every weekday from 10 a.m. down to the flip side of 10. We do this every weekday, and also we got sports up for you Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. on Fridays, 5 p.m. down to 6 p.m. while on Saturdays it's 2 p.m. down to 3 p.m. 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews. Ayodeji Ajiboye is my name, and it's such an honor to be your host on the show this morning, taking you through all of the major stories that are currently making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. And yes, big stories coming through this morning as the Nigerian Football Federation has decided to pull the Super Eagles out of the Tuesday's 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers against Libya, following a frustrating 12-hour ordeal at the Al Abrak International Airport in Libya, where the team has been stranded since their arrival on Sunday afternoon. According to report, the Nigerian delegation was en route to Benghazi for a crucial qualifier when their chartered aircraft was dangerously diverted mid-flight to Al Abrak, a small airport typically reserved for arch operations. The unexpected diversion left players and officials stranded without any assistance from the Libyan Football Federation, which failed to provide transportation. In a statement earlier this morning, the NFF detailed the chaotic situation, explaining that the team remained at the airport for over 12 hours, unable to reach their hotel in Benghazi, which is 3 hours away. The NFF further stated that the fatigued and frustrated players have now resolved not to play the game. The NFF, supporting the players' decision, is currently arranging for the team to fly back to Nigeria, effectively pulling them out of the fixture. In a series of tweets early this morning by both players and also match officials, especially the team captain William Ekong, who described the situation as disgraceful, accusing the host of playing mind games. As talking about the Nigerian Football Federation and also the Sports Ministry this morning, the Honorable Minister of Sport Development, Senator John Owan Eno, has also strongly condemned the recent actions of Libyan authorities who held the Nigerian Super Eagles and the officials hostage at Al Abak Airport. The incident, which I mentioned, occurred after the Nigerian aircraft originally en route to Benghazi was diverted to another city over a 2-hour drive from the intended destination just an hour before landing. Well, a lot of people are saying maybe Libya are trying to do a tit-for-tat situation, but recall that we rightly mentioned it to you right here on Empire Radio, the situation of things that led to the Libyan getting to have some form of merry-go-round when they arrived there in Nigeria, basically down to the non-communication and also the director of communications of the Libyan Football Federation going incommunicado with the director of communications of the Nigerian Football Federation, caused them a whole lot because they had to land in Port Harcourt instead of flying straight to Uyo. After landing in Port Harcourt, it was said that the NFF tried to arrange for them, but they said, okay, fine, we are not able to pay extra charges to get to Uyo, so we'll have to travel by road. And then the NFF as well tried to get shuttle buses for them, but instead they opted to arranging for themselves. They got buses without AC, and this is them trying to pay back. But this right here is all sportsmanlike and also inhumane. Football fans, football enthusiasts all around the world, especially Nigerians, calling on the Confederation of African Football to step into this issue. We look forward to see how this is going to pan out in the next couple of hours. Away from that, right now, let's talk about the Nigerian Premier Football League, where I get to give you a report and also result of the match day 6 encounters that have gone down in the league across from Sunday and on Saturday and Sunday across the different match centers. The Nigerian Premier Football League delivered another exciting weekend of football as Remo Stars reclaimed the top spot at the top of the table with a dominant 3-0 victory over Nasarawa United in Ikenne. Goals from Sikiru Alimi, Stanley Joseph and Ismail Sadiq sealed the win for Daniel Ogumo. The side won out 15 points from 6 matches, keeping them firmly at the summit of the NPFL. A rescheduled match this season encounter between Abia Warriors and Kwara United saw the host clinch a hard-fought 1-0 victory at the Umaya Township Stadium. The match initially set for Saturday was delayed due to heavy rain, but Sunday, Melgo's second half error from Ayodele Ezekiel's free kick proved decisive, giving Abia Warriors a deserved win in that encounter. Rivers United were also held to a 0-0 draw to second place after playing a 0-0 draw against Katsina United. Despite dropping points, Rivers United remained the only unbeaten team in the league so far this season. In Minna, Niger State, Daniel Mokachi, first match as the head coach of Lobby Stars, ended in a 1-1 draw against Niger Tornadoes. Lobby took the lead through Ose Martins in the 61st minute, but Tornadoes' Emmanuel Ayodele found the late equalizer just before the final whistle, denying Amokachi a winning start. However, the Gosula Akpabio Stadium, Akwa United put an end to their poor run of form with a 2-0 victory over Kano Pillars, Ebedebiri Emmanuel, and also Friday Apollos were on target for the Promise Keepers, securing a much-needed win. Sunshine Stars as well edge over Enugu Rangers. Sunshine Stars and the 1-0 victory over reigning champions at the Otumba Adepo Dinner Stadium on Saturday. Stephen Chukwude's 42nd strike was enough to seal all 3 points for the home side. Ekanimo Warriors and Atlant played out a 0-0 stalemate in Maiduguri, while in Ibadan Shooting Stars were also held to a goalless draw by Eyimba. The result leaving Shooting Stars with just one win from 6 games, 16th on the log with 6 points. Gorodi City, the newcomers, secured their first ever NPFL victory, trashing Bendel Insurance 3-0. Goals from Review and Yewere, Kelechi Onwe and Toyib Ajayigbe lifted the Lagos Base Club to a memorable win in their 6th game of the season. I'm going to the NPFL table right now, just like I mentioned to you. Remo Stars are still currently sitting at top of the log or moved on shaking, gathering 15 points from the 6 matches that have been played. Rivers United are second on the log with 14 points from 6 matches. Eyimba are third on the log with 13 points from 6 matches. Sunshine Stars now have 10 points with 6 matches played, sitting fourth on the log. Bottom of the table is still Ikorodu City, who now have 4 points from the 6 matches that they've played. Lobby Stars are 19th on the log with 5 points from the 6 games they've played. Atlant FC of Owerri are having 5 points from 6 games, and also Kwara United 17th on the log, having 5 points, played 5 games, winning 5 points. That means they've got 1 point for every game they've played this season. Away from that, right now, talking about age grade football, we'll talk about the Flamingos, where the head coach of the under-17 women's team, Bankole Oluwokere, is saying he cannot wait for the under-17 women's World Cup to get underway in Dominican Republic, believing their international friendly 1-1 against Mexico has primed the team for the tournament. The gaffer will bear his mind shortly after the team arrived at the tournament venue yesterday following a 10-day intensive training camp at the Estadio Cibao and Estadio Olímpico Félix Sánchez in Santiago, Dominican Republic, where they held by their Mexican counterpart. Olowokere's reckoning at the match gave them an inkling of what to expect in the competition and also helped the girls overcome the inferiority complex and a bit of the fear factor, adding that all that is left is for the competition to start. Nigeria, who have participated in every edition of the competition since the inaugural one in 2008, are logged in Group A of the competition running from October 16 to November 3 alongside host nation Dominican Republic, New Zealand and Ecuador. Flamingos are expected to open their group campaign against New Zealand on October 16. They will be taking on Ecuador for the second time at the same venue 3 days later and round off preliminary assignment against Dominican Republic on October 22 at Santo Domingo. Now, don't forget that Nigeria has reached quarterfinals in 2010, 2012 and 2014 edition, but it jinxed they broke at the 2022 edition by defeating USA in the quarterfinals of penalties after an entertaining and tightly close contest during the regulation time ended at 1-1. Away from that, now let's go straight into other sports this morning, because of course I've got stories for you from the world of tennis, and whatever your agenda is, of course you're on my agenda, bringing it to you just the way you like it. It's called your early morning sport tonic right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Let's start with tennis talk. Like I mentioned, I will talk about Novak Djokovic, who missed the opportunity to claim his 100th title of his stellar career as Jannik Sinner won a high-quality Shanghai Masters final. World number one Sinner, who is 23, continued his dominant form this season with a 7-6, 6-3 victory over the 37-year-old Serbian. Djokovic aiming to become the only third man after Jimmy Connors 109 and watching Roger Federer's 103 to chalk up a tons of titles. Sinner, who continues to have a doping case lingering in the background despite being initially cleared of wrongdoings, played impeccably to pick up his 7th title of a remarkable year. The Italian, whose success have included the Australian Open and US Open, has won 67 of his 71 matches in the year 2024. Well, for Novak Djokovic, he said that he is still being motivated by pushing the youngsters. The crowd of the century had been providing extra motivation for Djokovic in Shanghai. So too was the opportunity to show the younger generation that he still has the quality and durability to beat them to the biggest prizes. Talking tennis on the show this morning, it has been said that the PTPA chief are now calling for anti-doping system reforms, as Jannik Sinner wonders whether he could still be banned for failing 2 doping tests. The Player Association is asking the Grand Slams and 2 mentors to pay for a legal defense and fund for athletes. The Professional Tennis Players Association (PTPA) was created in 2019 and is aiming to increase player power within the sport. It believes that the 4 majors, the men's ATP tours and the women's WTA tour, should fund access to third-party lawyers so financial resources are not barrier to a speedy and authoritative defense. It would, they argue, make the system fairer to all players regardless of their rankings. The PTPA was co-founded by Novak Djokovic, who raised the topic at the recent US Open. Some players have raised questions about the speed in which a resolution was reached in Sinner's case. World number one Sinner twice tested positive for a steroid cluster ball in March, but was cleared of fault or negligence by an independent panel. Some more tennis talks on the show this morning are taking us back to Saturday, where Aryna Sabalenka became the first player to win the one Open 3 times with a hard-fought win over Zheng Zheng. On Sunday, the 26-year-old Belarusian was taken to 3 sets by China's Zheng Zheng in a thrilling rematch of this year's Australian Open final, in which she also claimed the victory. Sabalenka clinched her 4th women's singles title of the year, 6-3, 5-7, 6-3, and remains undefeated in Wuhan. Top seed Sabalenka took the opening set in 38 minutes, but Zheng mounted a comeback in a gripping second to force a decider, as Zheng found herself 3-0 down. By the way, reigning Olympic gold medalist Zheng, who became the first Chinese player to reach a WTA 1000 final, has now lost all over 4 meetings against the 3-time Grand Slam champion. Away from tennis talks right now, let's go straight into the world of football and also bringing you all of the reaction from the matches that were played yesterday, as well as a couple of transfer bits, just as we have them on the back pages of the major dailies this morning. Let's start with the United States of America, where United States men's national team manager Mauricio Pochettino has hailed his side professional performance in defeating Panama 2-0, giving him a win in his first match in Chad. The United States broke on top in the 49th minute through Yunus Musa, who received the centering pass from club teammate Christian Pulisic to side foot into the Panama goal. And yes, men's national team then had to survive some nervous moments, with goalkeeper Matt Turner delivering a fabulous double save 3 minutes after Musa's goal, and seeing a glorious chance being created by Panama Joseph Ajado in the 87th minute, only for him to push his shot wide. Substitute Ricardo Pepi then made the game save for United States 4 minutes into stoppage time, with a cool finish from RG Wright. Pochettino, don't forget, was hired last month to replace Greg Berhalter. Added that it was amazing how well the United States players took things on board, given they had spent only a few days together. It's an area of the United States team he says he expects to improve, especially heading into Tuesday's match against bitter rivals Mexico in Guadalajara. And away from that, talking international football, Spain coach Luis de la Fuente has warned Lamine Yamal to get used to rough treatment on the pitch after the Barcelona winger was targeting his country 1-0 UEFA Nations League win over Denmark on Saturday. Yamal, who is 17, was on the end of several strong tackles on the Danish side and was sent limping back to the team bus after the game. Denmark's Victor Christensen was eventually booked for a foul on Yamal late in the game, and the left back said he wanted to let the teenager know he was not scared of playing against him. Sources close to the Spanish national team played down the significance of Yamal's slip ahead of tomorrow's Nations League game against Serbia. Though a statement released by the Spanish Football Federation on Sunday confirmed that he had returned to Barcelona and wouldn't play in that second game. Away from that, right now, still taking more football talks on the show this morning. Let's talk about transfer bits, just as we have them on the back pages of the major daily. Regarding Nigerian striker, Genk striker Tolu Arokodare is said to be teaming up with compatriot Alexander Iwobi and Calvin Bassey at Fulham in January, with Turkish publication reporting that English Premier League club are preparing to bid for the informed striker. Arokodare, who joined Genk in 2023, has been impressive for the club, scoring goals for fun and registered 6 in 10 appearances this season, just 4 goals shy of his tally last term. His impressive performance during the 2023-2024 season attracted the 23-year-old to Trabzonspor during the summer, but the move reportedly failed due to Genk's high asking price. Away from that, Nigeria's poster boy currently Fisayo Dele Bashiru says he is surprised to have earned the Super Eagles call-up ahead of his elder brother Tom Dele Bashiru, expressing delight at playing for the country. Despite being born in Manchester, England, to parents of Nigerian descent, both brothers committed their future to Nigeria, with the other, Dele Bashiru, termed the favourite to break into the Super Eagles. The former Manchester City midfielder represented Nigeria at the 2019 FIFA Under-20 World Cup Finals in Poland and has been tipped to an immediate invitation to the seniors following an impressive performance at the age grade tournament. But surprisingly, a 25-year-old has not received the much anticipated call-up, much to the surprise of his brother, who in contrast did not play for any Nigerian youth team. Still more talks on the Super Eagles of Nigeria, as winger Samuel Chukwueze has now returned to Italy to rejoin his club AC Milan after picking up a hamstring injury on Friday. The Super Eagles winger came on as a second half substitute during Nigeria's 1-0 win over Libya in their 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier held in Uyo. However, he did not travel with the team for the return leg in Libya after tests confirmed the injury. Instead, Chukwueze flew back to Italy for further medical checks to assess the severity of the problem. Sports in a Jiffy it is this morning, and I'll be serving it in a Jiffy. I'll call it a wrap on the package here this morning. But don't forget that I'll be back here later this evening between 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, views, reviews, and interviews, and to let you on to everything that has happened in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. Before I wrap up this morning, quickly let's go through all of the results of the matches that were played yesterday. Sunday, Leicester played at a 0-0 draw against Gibraltar. Finland lost out 1-3 to England. Malta defeated Moldova 1-0. Greece defeated Republic of Ireland 2-0. Kazakhstan lost at home to Slovenia 1-0. Austria defeated Norway 5-1. Armenia lost at home to North Macedonia. Faroe Island played at a 1-0 draw against Latvia. While in the Women's Super League yesterday, Manchester United defeated Tottenham Hotspur 3-0. This is the women revenging for the men, if you ask me. Other matches, Manchester City also defeated Liverpool 1-2 away from home. And in the Confederation of African Football matches, I'll be seeing a couple of matches go on the way this afternoon. Yesterday, it was Burundi who lost out 2-0 to Burkina Faso. And today, Monday, Azerbaijan will be hosting Slovakia, Georgia will be hosting Albania, Estonia will be hosting Sweden, and Czech Republic travel to Ukraine. Belgium will host France 7:45. Italy will be hosting Israel. In Group 3, Bosnia and Herzegovina will be hosting Hungary. Germany will be hosting Netherlands. In Group 4, Turkey travel to Iceland. Montenegro travel to Wales, and Malaysia are playing a friendly against New Zealand. In the CAF African Cup of Nations qualifiers, Gambia will be hosting Madagascar. Equatorial Guinea travel to Liberia. Algeria travel to Togo, while in Group 5, Mozambique travel to Eswatini. Kenya will be hosting Cameroon, while Namibia travel to Zimbabwe. Sporting in Jiffy this morning, and I'll call it a wrap on the package. I'll be back here later this evening, 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. on the Sports Top Show. Stay with us as the morning pass show continues. Tolu Ashakilmi is here to take you through the rest of your morning. Ade Jajibo is signing out this morning. Stay sporty, stay active, drink enough water to stay hydrated. Don't forget to be kind to people because kindness is cool. Go out there, be the best version of yourself. Have a blessed and highly favored week. Good morning.
From the greens of golf to the court of tennis and basketball, the octagon of UFC to the square room for boxing.